thanks everybody who's tuned in. We're quickly approaching the 50th episode, and man, I couldn't be any happier with all the guests we've had on this fucking show. And it's only going to get crazier and better. So go right now to dumbfounded.com and purchase a t-shirt. I would greatly appreciate it. www.dumbfounded.com. We'll put the image or the text over here. You can check it out. And cop a t-shirt before we run out. Peace. Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Fun with Dumb. To this weekend, we had an event in Koreatown called the K-Town Night Market. And we had some special guests. One of them was Ted Park. And the other is our guest today. We have pH-1 in the studio. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for having me.
and how many people get claps usually?
Yeah, no. Every time I introduce, I expect kind of like everybody who's in the room to clap, but we usually don't get that. So thanks for initiating that. I appreciate it. And we have my co-host, special co-host today is my friend Rex Dizzy, and he's actually the one who introduced me to you. And I talked to Jay, and Jay said he found out about him through you too.
Yeah, because he uploaded the music video that we shot together when I was back in New York, and then he started following me on Instagram.
That is crazy. Yeah. So Jay saw the video and he was interested in signing you to his.
No, I mean back then he wasn't even thinking about like making a label.
Right.
Yeah. So
he just was wanted to collaborate.
Who's this cat? And then he was just interested. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he DM'd you. I actually saw like the screenshot, like he DM'd you and said like it was fucking tight. But then he never DM'd me saying my verse was tight. So.
I mean, he already knows you, so like, yeah.
So wait, let me ask you this because I remember the first time I ever met you was actually randomly during your music video shoot. So like just to take it back, there was a music video shoot. I was visiting New York City. And I always hang out with Rec when I'm out there, and he was like, "Yo, I'm shooting a video with this cat. Just come by, make a quick cameo." Yeah. And literally, I'm meeting you while you guys are just doing this.
You're eating a slice of pizza in the background.
Yeah, and this was for the song Segoy.
Yeah.
And how did you guys just end up meeting and doing that song?
We know a mutual friend. He's a producer, David Kim. He gave me the beat, or he gave you the beat, or I don't remember.
So. I think we were working on something, and then
he hooked us up together. He's like, "Oh, you guys should get on this beat," and then we just did it.
He was saying like, "Oh, like I have this dude he's a dope artist. He's coming up. You know, I really want to look out for him." And then he was just like, "Yeah, can you just do a verse, like do a feature for him?" And then I was like, I don't really like doing songs with people I don't know,
right?
But, I was like, whatever. I'll bang it out. Did it like an hour, Right. And then that same day, this guy, he gets a song back. He gets a full hook that sounds great.
Right.
And a whole verse. Like, so when you're doing something for somebody, and then they just like, they say, thank you. That's awesome, whatever. But when they... the next day have like a whole thing already laid out, then you're like, oh fuck, like that's I want to help this guy out too. You know what I'm saying? That's probably how that producer felt. So then like I was about to move to LA, and I was like, right before I went to LA, I have like 1 week in here. Let's do a video.
Oh, so this was like a week before you actually moved here?
Yeah, and so like I was, and just because I saw that work ethic, and it was dope. The song was tight.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's do a video.
Well, I
never even met him.
Well, yeah, that's the thing in like rap music. That's kind of like so important. The first impression of how you work in the studio could kind of determine like if you want to work with them again or so on. But like in New York, what were you doing at the time? Were you just always rapping for a while?
I was a dental assistant at the time, cause like
dental assistant.
Yeah. Oh, I went to school in Boston College. Graduated with a bio degree, and my parents they wanted me to be like, be a doctor, whatever.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a dentist. So I was like studying for the DATs and working as a dental assistant at the time.
Yeah.
But like just making music in my room, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was just a hobby, music. Just uploading on my SoundCloud, posting on, a lot of Korean hip hop websites.
Yeah.
To like, oh hey, you should check out my music. Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what was your, like, did all your other dental coworkers like know that you rapped and shit?
Nah, they didn't know.
Oh,
they were like so shocked when I told them I'm gonna quit. They're like, why are you quitting? And I'm like, I'm moving to Korea to do music. Like,
that's a pretty crazy
out of
shift.
nowhere, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Was it a Korean dentist or what?
Yeah.
They're like drilling and someone's like, oh, a pH-1. Yeah.
Was it a Korean spot though?
What do you mean?
It was like a American.
No, it was like an American
Yeah.
spot,
Yeah.
and he was like a Kyopo too.
Oh,
He didn't
okay,
speak
Right.
Korean. Yeah. He was just
Right.
like,
That's awesome.
That's crazy. So have you like you told your actual coworkers that's why you're quitting?
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Hey guys, did you know the average interest rate on credit card debt is over 19% APR? Have you looked at your interest rate lately? You don't need to be a financial expert to know that consolidating debt into a low fixed rate can save you thousands in interest. So pay off your high interest credit cards with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. You can get a rate as low as 5.95% APR with AutoPay, much lower than the national average interest rate on credit card debt. Get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000 with absolutely no fees. And right now, I'm going to give you guys a special offer just for my listeners. Apply today at lightstream.com/fun and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/fun for an additional discount. lightstream.com/fun. Subject to credit approval, rates include 0.50% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/fun for more information. Do it now, y'all. Now back to your regular programming.
And then that was for you going out there to like go to Show Me the Money, or what was
No,
it?
that was just me.
Oh, in
just
general.
moving. Like,
For music, yeah.
with nothing guaranteed. Like,
That's crazy. That
yeah.
is a pretty big risk though, because
It
it's not
was,
like you're
it
like,
was.
oh, a producer from Show Me the Money called me for
Right.
me to go to Korea. It's like you
Right.
went to Korea because you're like, yo, I'm pretty good at rapping in Korean, and I think I can make a career out of this.
Yeah, right. I mean, the thing was like, back then, we didn't have like I didn't have, I'm from Long Island, right? So
Right.
it's not like Manhattan. So I don't
Right.
have a lot of like rap friends or
Yeah,
like music
Comac,
community.
right?
No, Jericho or Westbury. Yeah.
Okay.
So like I didn't have like a community of Korean American or Asian American rap friends, you know what I mean? Or just rap friends in general. So I was just doing it on my own. And then that's why my confidence in my own music was very low. I didn't know if I was doing it right, if my music sounded good. But when Jay started following me on Instagram and then told me that, he really dug my music and stuff. And then luckily I had a chance to visit Korea for like 10 days.
Yeah.
Like shortly after that happened. And then during that 10 days, I got to perform at my friend Owen Overdose's first concert.
Right.
And just me being on the stage in front of like 500 people chanting my name, people following my SoundCloud hooks,
Yeah.
and me meeting Jay, and I got to meet like Tablo,
Yeah.
The Quiet, and like Teddy too. You know
Was
what I
that
mean?
was that your first performance ever?
No, but like
Yeah.
in front of like
Oh,
500
big,
people,
right,
it was
right.
like
Yeah. So all these experiences when you were meeting all these OGs in the Korean rap game, people you were listening to, and performing out there, like that just gave you confidence. Like maybe this could be something.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe my music's not bad.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
if I gave it all, if I gave my all, then I might have a chance.
So yeah, you went to this Korea trip, and you came back here, and then that's kind of was the thing that made you like, okay, now
Yeah,
I'm sure
I
I
came
want to
back after that trip, and
Yeah.
all I could think about was that trip
Right.
and the people I got to meet in that those 10 days.
Did you not think that was gonna all happen like all in the short
No,
period of
not at
time?
all,
Yeah.
not at all. That's why it gave me like a string of hope, I guess.
Right.
And even though like I wasn't really talking with Jay that often, that during that time, like I just moved.
Right.
Right.
Well, let's go a little bit before that. So you, before we linked up, even you worked with Owen Overdose.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
How about how did that happen?
Oh, cause he was on Show Me the Money 3. Like his first appearance was Show Me the Money 3, and I was just watching it, and then I saw him rap, and he was on it for like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
But his tone and his flow was like, it just fascinated me. So I just went on his SoundCloud and I just wrote on his reply comment section. I was like, yo, this is my email. Hit me up. And then that just happened.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So it's really natural.
Yeah, and I'm very thankful to this day because Owen was the one that kept on like during that time especially, he had that like thing going for him. He got that wave. He got that like new thing going for him, and then he still really worked with me, and then uploaded a lot of tracks with me. Told his friends about me in Korea, so he put me on like on the map. Not all the way, but like just. Yeah,
have you always been more comfortable like with rapping in Korean? Like did you come to America like
when I was in 6th grade?
Oh, okay, so that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're definitely more like, okay, if I'm gonna rap, it's gonna be more in Korean, or
Well, like I'm perfectly bilingual.
yeah.
But then the thing is, the bad thing about that is like I'm not 100% good in English. I'm not 100% good in Korean.
Oh, I see what you're
But
saying.
I could do like 50-50 of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're good at the 50-50 thing.
Yeah, right,
I
right,
feel
right,
like
right.
hearing your last project, it's like it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
good balance of it. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, because there's a Korean rappers when they say English parts, it could sound really fobby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I felt like
Yeah.
you can tell like you're
Yeah.
from here.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yo, param se.
What's that from? What's that from?
Like param, it's strong. Se. Param se.
Okay. I don't know if that was the proper term. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it wasn't because of the reaction in the room. But
did you wait? You got to listen to my album?
yeah, I heard your whole album actually,
nice.
and I'm telling you right now, I genuinely really like the album, bro.
Thank you very much.
I was really like I honestly wasn't that I didn't know much about your music before, you know, and then obviously I've been seeing the singles, and then all of a sudden when I heard the project though, I was like, yo, this dude is crazy tight. Like it was probably one of my favorite Korean albums I heard in a long time. I'll say that.
What did you like about it? Like,
I think just, you know, the production was already interesting, and I know that what's your homie's name?
Mokyo.
who's formerly Thursday, right?
Yeah.
He
Just produced everything. Yeah.
and the sound was interesting, and you guys just work so well together. He complements your shit well. Like it just sounded something like newer, you know. Like I'd compare it to like whether it's like Chance, Kendrick, whatever. Like it's like I felt like it was like Korea's version of that, and it was so dope and sounded different. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I really dug it, man. And your hooks and your pre-bridges and all that shit was fire, bro.
Man,
Real
thank you
talk.
very much. Thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah, no. I genuinely like listened to those. I'm like, this shit is dope. Yeah. Okay, we'll go back to the stop fanboying right now. But so you move out to Korea.
Right.
After all the making your decision, and your decision, like you telling your parents, like, yo, I'm gonna quit the dental game.
Yeah.
I was
I'm gonna say goodbye to my
yeah,
dental
I
friends.
I didn't know that's what you did. I thought you did like data.
Oh, so
programming.
after I quit dental thing, right?
Yeah.
I didn't move straight into music because I
Yeah.
was still scared of like jumping right into it.
Right,
So I was like, oh, what am I interested in besides music? What's my second interest?
So you
Second
came
biggest
with
interest.
plan
was like-
C. Like,
Yeah, it was like plan C, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I learned to code, and then I was a web developer.
damn, you were doing
Yeah.
all types of shit.
That's-
That's
No, it was fun, but like
No,
I
I remember like I was like working on my like website, and then I was just like,
oh yeah,
and I was just telling him like, yo, like yeah, I'm working on it right now. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, yo, I don't know, I'm kind of stuck on this little thing. And he's like, I got that shit. Like fucking 10 seconds, like showing me like what the fuck to do.
right. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So web was it
developer.
web developer? So now you can apply all those skills to your rap career. You can do your own grill and code your own website.
Right.
That's what's up.
Nah, I forgot everything.
That is amazing.
Nah.
But that's so I mean those are two very steady jobs, and then you
Right.
quit, and then did you tell your parents like this is what I'm gonna do, and they were cool
Yeah,
with
and
that?
by then they were like, you know what, we get it, cause we saw you struggling every day, like not being happy, not being very like,
Right.
bright. Like, my mom always told me like, 준원아, 좀 웃어라.
So
Like,
they
you always
saw- yeah.
look so sad.
And they
or,
saw
like,
they
Yeah.
noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, stop laughing. The shit is real.
Yeah, we gotta switch moms.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. You know what I mean? Especially them seeing that, you know,
Yeah.
and that's dope. They're cool with it. You move out there, and then like, what's the first couple months look like out there?
Nothing. Like I had nothing. My calendar was empty. I was just like living in a really small room, just recording on my MacBook.
A lot of ramyeon
Type
and
beats,
kimbap.
a lot of type beats.
Yeah. Type beats, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of ramen eating.
Ramyeon, kimbap, tteokbokki.
And I remember asking Jay one time. I was like, Jay, I'm really sorry to ask you this, but can you like take me to some events if you ever go somewhere? Because I want to meet people.
Right.
Like I don't know anyone. Yeah. I'm starting from zero. My network was zero.
You befriended him. You guys like became friends off the jump.
Right.
Yeah.
But but back then he wasn't interested in like signing me or like he wasn't thinking about making higher music.
Right. This was before.
Right. But what happened was, so I just downloaded a type beat and then made this song called Perfect. Right. It's a little more like Chance the Rapper type, like happy gospel based sound. Yeah. And for the music video, I wanted him to cameo, which I didn't expect him to say yes to, but he did. And he came and he listened to that song. He's like, "Did you make this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, can you meet me tomorrow?" So I met him the next day, and then he told me, "I want to help you out with whatever you do from now."
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, "Wow, that's
based off of like him hearing the song and knowing that, I guess, knowing that you can do this.
Yeah.
Out there.
And so, he told me like he could see like the genuine passion from me. I wasn't trying to like, oh, let's get this money, like let's get these hoes, like whatever. But I was just like really just happy to be doing
music,
it. Yeah. And he told me that was what he wanted to see from me. And
man,
I think that's a good lesson for like anybody who's trying to do it. It's just like, yo, people can honestly, they can tell when you're just when you just want to do it because you want to be known as a rapper.
Yeah, the
you want people to
authenticity.
like you, or it's like a real I mean, when you did that song the next day, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna help you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you put in the work and you're a nice guy.
There's a lot, but there's a lot of that. I feel like, especially now that Korean hip hop is like so poppin'. I see a lot of Korean kids in the States, LA, New York, wherever. They're just so fascinated more with how the appearance of how that is. You know what I mean? Like they want to dress the part. Right. They want to do the local events, and they already look like fucking K-rap and K-pop stars before they're even that. You know what I'm saying? But they're not doing. They don't realize like there's that process. You put in hours, and you're struggling at the home studio in your room.
Oh no, but they think
sweaty.
they're struggling.
Yeah.
That's true.
They probably like, man, I'm putting in work.
Yeah.
But you're not, like, you can see you're not.
I don't even think like, I don't think they think like it's just about getting shows and all that stuff. Honestly, the shows is kind of like the final thing of all the body of work you get. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, I'm ready for my first show, but you got to put in the hours in the lab and shit. Sweating with a naningo.
There's a bunch of.
I realized someone taught me that it was actually naningu.
Yeah.
I've been saying naningo my whole life.
I told you that.
Yeah, you told me that, yeah.
And
no one has corrected me my whole life. Like no one.
Isn't it the way that it originates from is running? Like
I don't even know where it's from.
Running.
Maybe it's like it's from like Japanese pronunciation.
It's from running,
running.
Oh, is that really where it originated from?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Running.
Do Koreans just think of shit like that? Like the way Groovy
A
Room
lot of-
came
no, a
up
lot
with
of
their
Korean-
name? Is that just how? Is that just how shit works? That's just how shit works out there. They're like, it sounds like it. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's how they do it.
Yeah.
No, it's probably someone says it and then some she goes, 그거야. when you hit the
Yeah, it's like let's keep it moving. Let's keep pushing. Yeah. But yeah.
Shout out to Koreans.
Yeah, shout out to Koreans. Why do we just shout out Koreans? But you out there, you're putting in this work, and that's dope. I mean, that's a blessing that just naturally happened, and you guys just formed a genuine friendship, and he was like, I genuinely want to help you. Right. And it seemed like a lot of people out there that just really fuck with you. They just listened to you, and they liked your shit.
I mean, I'm very grateful, and I think part of the reason is my music isn't all 100% hip hop. It's fused with R&B,
right?
Or like just
Like
I don't know, yeah,
pop
pop-
leaning
pop,
sounds.
yeah,
Like,
pop
you sound like
R&B.
you're still hesitant to say it.
Well, no. I was looking for
Yeah.
pop R&B, you know, and a little bit of like jazz flavor.
No, it's true.
hip-hop,
That's what when I heard your last album. That's the dope thing. I can tell you try to do different things outside of that genre.
Yeah,
You know, because even sometimes, even with Korean rap stuff, sometimes it could be like too pop.
Right,
You know,
right,
yours
right.
is like this like great balance. I feel like
That's like my ultimate goal. I have that set in my brain. Like every time I go into the booth, I'm like, how can I make this track
A song.
a rap song, but at the same time not too rappy, like not too hip hop, so that Korean audience can like digest it more easily.
Yeah.
Well, at least more people can digest it.
But before that, when you were back in the States, you're doing like very, very hip hop,
Right,
like
right,
boom bap stuff. So, do you ever feel like you want to go back, or at least sprinkle in like one or two joints where you're just spazzing?
he does though.
Of course.
He spazzes.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think when I heard the last thing from first time, I think he played me your project with the producer, like what is it, Locksmith or something like that.
That's him. That's David Kim.
Right. Even from that project to this new one is like crazy growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're trying out so many different things
right,
on this new one.
Right,
you know, I mean, was that Korea? Was Korea a pretty big influence in that way too? Would you say?
No, I don't get influenced by anyone in Korea.
Oh, really? You listen to more American hip hop?
Yeah.
You seem like
rarely
you're
listen
like
to
a dude who listens to a lot of like new albums that comes out.
Yeah,
You're like
yeah.
you know, you listen to constantly.
But it's not like let's say some American dude released an album, right? I don't listen to it more than once or twice. I just listen to it just to see what kind of style is new, what kind of style they brought in onto the table.
Right.
But I don't listen to it more than 2-3 times because I don't want it to influence my style.
Right.
Yeah.
So you make sure like even when you want to, you're like, no, it's my
No,
third
yeah,
time
I actually
already.
do that. Yeah, I actually do. Yeah, because I can tell I start sounding like somebody if I listen to that song more.
Yeah. No, it's true. I think there is a thing where sometimes, it just naturally happens where you can get influenced too easily.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens to me too. But I kind of sometimes I just let that happen.
But
Because I know that even if I kind of like borrow their style,
Right.
I'm lending my personality and my experiences to it.
Right.
So I'm not mad at it.
Right.
That's
right,
true.
right.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna like for someone like you who's like very, you know, you say the things you say. It's very you, right?
But also your identity is so clear. Like you have such a strong character
Right.
that even if you try to mimic somebody, it's gonna be Rex Dizzy.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
For me, I'm better at mimicking somebody. Like I'm better at like imitating somebody. So like let's say if I wanted to sound like Kendrick, I could almost kind of sound like him.
Yeah.
I can't rap like him, but I could sound like him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want that to happen.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making it clear for people like, yo, there's so many things that when you're an artist, you really think about, you know, like, so like I'm thinking that way, he's thinking that way. No one way is right, but it's,
Right,
it's
right,
true,
all
yeah.
dope, you know?
That's definitely a personal journey, you know, as far as influence and inspiration and biting. It's like it's all around.
Yeah.
It's a whole journey.
I think back in the day, it was more like, oh, like,
Don't steal my
don't
flow.
bite.
like,
But then
yeah.
again, like, back then, a lot of people were just rapping the same way on every beat.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, now, we're gonna hear the beat and we're gonna be like, all right, what would be like a
not necessarily. Not everybody was rapping the same way back
No,
then.
but like, but I'm saying like if you had one flow, like say Jadakiss, he's gonna sound like the same way on every song. Remember? Like,
oh, you mean the same
slow
artist having the same style the whole
yeah,
time?
yeah.
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
You know, and then now it's like any rapper can sound like they
Different,
could borrow
yeah.
from him because the internet and everything is like all about
It's
exchange.
almost like everybody's sharing their
Yeah.
their sound.
and I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I
that's
also
cool.
think it's that way because things move so fast now
Yeah.
that like artists kind of have to switch it up pretty
Right,
fast soon
right,
too.
to
You
catch
know,
up, yeah.
things get outdated so much faster now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, for real.
But speaking of influences, I know that one of your biggest influences, like One Punch Man and shit, or nah,
No.
that's not.
I mean, no.
Look at that.
I get inspiration by watching that, but not just that. Like just any type of movies or animes. Or
Okay, I don't know where I got.
back then there was one track called Saitama Freestyle.
Yeah, that's what I got.
That
So-
one was inspired by.
yeah.
One Punch Man. Yeah, so I thought like, oh, this motherfucker must really fuck with but the
Yeah, no, I watched it once. That's it.
All right, fine.
I see.
Cut it. We're done.
Yeah, he was all like, I found a common thing.
Yeah, honestly, he doesn't want much anime.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
okay.
just I wanted to just have like a whole
moment.
combo.
Oh man.
Just cut him out.
It
It would have been really nice and fun.
It would have
I'm
nice,
sorry,
yeah, but
Rick,
too
I'm
bad,
sorry, Rick.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, no, I'm kidding.
Strikes again.
No, I noticed. I mean, you have a lot of inspirations from movies and TV or
Right,
whatnot.
right.
Because I'll see your IG story and you'll sometimes like take a screenshot
Yeah.
of something
Yeah.
that you're watching. Like, what are some of the things that inspired you on this last project?
Relationships.
Relationships.
Yeah, things that happened to me, like whether it be with girlfriend or friends or fans.
Right.
Yeah, just like that, or family, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the main source of inspiration for me every time I make music nowadays, because
Mhm.
I don't get to really like go out. Well, I choose not to go out and like socialize or like.
Well, you had that song
So
about
hard,
you're a homebody,
Homebody,
and
right,
so
right.
is that literally like, are you just that type? Are you introverted in that way?
Yeah, I thought I was extroverted, but I'm actually an introvert because I recharge my battery when I'm all alone at
Right.
home. Yeah.
I noticed, people have this misconception that like rappers are just outgoing and social people, but actually rappers are awkward.
Yeah.
If you meet like a lot of these people that you're fans of
Yeah.
and you really talk to them, they're like really weird,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
have their own issues and they're private people, but
Right.
for some reason they're able to express themselves on stage or on a
Right.
song or something,
Right. Right.
But I mean, most of the time, the musical journey is a lot of alone time. Besides if you're on tour or whatnot, most of the time you're in your room, you're recording.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and also like for these people who are like introverted or whatever, like when they have that moment where they get to go out on stage and they're kind of in control
Right.
of how they can show who they are.
Yeah.
I think that's like a really good like release for them and shit.
Right.
like that.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, so when did the hire sign? Like, how long into that relationship? How long you being out there? Did you end up signing to hire?
3 months.
So 3 months.
Yeah. It was very quick. Now that I think about it, but
Yeah.
back then those 3 months were like going by really slow.
Yeah, because you don't know what's
Yeah,
gonna
when-
happen
yeah, right,
next.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's truly a blessing, man. 3
Yeah.
months into
No,
it, and then you
yeah.
sign to hire, and you sign with a roster of people, right?
Yeah.
So there's already kind of like a family built
Right,
in as soon
right.
as you join in,
Right.
and I mean, and hire has done really well. That squad has done really well,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, they work really hard.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys are like studio rats in that way, right?
Yeah. I think it's because we learn from Jay.
Yeah.
And when we see Jay's the CEO, right? So and when we see CEO who supposedly can kind of like take it easy,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But he works the hardest out of all of us.
That's true.
That
yeah.
makes us look really bad. So that makes us be
Right.
be more motivated, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. A lot of times in Korea, what I've seen with the CEO positions, not to take away from all CEOs. CEOs work hard.
Right.
But I think with Koreans, like a lot of our goal is to eventually be comfortable,
Right.
because Korea is like really good. I feel like for older people, it's like very comfortable.
And rich people too.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a great place to like retire in that
Right.
way, and Jay, like he's not the typical CEO in that way.
Right.
Like like Orpchiro or something,
Mm. Yeah.
he's literally like recording.
Right.
He's one of the few CEOs who still records like that.
Yeah.
Like
It's crazy.
Yeah, didn't he come out here for kind of not vacay, but he just had like an event to do out in LA.
He has
And
no
then-
vacay.
Yeah.
I've never seen him on vacay.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
Say,
If
yeah.
anything, like
But he came out here just to get that award, and he could have just chilled for a couple of
Right.
days. He
doesn't,
literally
though.
was in the studio with all. It was like every day.
Yeah,
like,
he was.
Was it his choice or you?
No. The thing is, it's like we asked to like do a joint with him. Like I had asked him like, yeah, let's do a joint, and Rex's like, yeah, I want to do a joint with you too. And he was just like, we were in the studio and we did like a 12-hour session and he was still down, and
Well, yeah, we did 11-hour session for you, and we got 1 hour for me. Yeah, I was like, can I go first, because I already have this whole song mapped out. I just need him on this verse. I mean, it'll be quick.
So
this guy was trying to construct a whole song from the beginning, like from the beat, concept.
Yeah.
I'll shoot the hook beat. I was sitting there like, bro, it'll take like 1 hour
Yeah, and so
max.
after the 11 hours, my shit was done. And then finally, Banana pulled up his song.
Yeah,
and they knocked it out.
Fuck.
They knocked it out in 1 hour.
Yeah, and it's just bang. That's just a banger.
I have to listen to that song.
Yo, man.
Oh my god, yeah. No, you're right.
I wanted to kill you, bro.
I know, I fucked that one up. I fucked that one.
Imagine being there for 11 hours, just waiting over your.
Whatever. What? So, like, how did you like? You know, when you were when you went out to Korea, that was like really kind of the first time where you were really building a fan base, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Like out here, it was still pretty early. Like you didn't have any fans, right?
No.
What? How does it feel to like just like so? When you signed like 2 years ago?
Sign?
Yeah.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. So like, imagine like being in Korea and walking around like going to the Pyeongjang, like nobody knows who the fuck you are.
Right.
Right. And then now like you go down the street, motherfuckers gonna mob you, especially like places like Hongdae and like all that shit. Like how does that feel for you? Like
it feel at first it felt well to this day it feels weird, and I sometimes I can't believe that it's happening. It doesn't feel real to me.
Right.
Like if I hear my music playing in Hongdae or like Gangnam, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel realistic to this day. And at first when people started recognizing me on the streets, I appreciated it. Like I liked it. You know what I mean? But now it's like I realize that I'm such a introvert and I'm a very private person. Yeah. Because I find myself being very stressed out when people approach me on the streets. Yeah.
Like you don't want to deal with that at the moment.
I'm very thankful. Don't get me wrong. I'm very thankful that they recognize me.
No, it's not. You're only human. You know what I mean? Right.
But like if I'm outside with my friends or like my family or by myself eating or like, you know what I mean, taking care of business, they want to like make a scene. Sometimes they make a scene. I appreciate silent fans, and by that I mean like people that come up to you real carefully, not to bother you. They're like, oh, I'm a fan. Can I take a flick? Then I do it. But if like in the middle of the street they go, oh, pH-1, can I take a picture? Then like everybody like around, they're like, who's that? You know
I think people just don't know better like how to deal with those situations. Yeah. The best fans are the ones that come up and be like, yo, don't fuck with your music, and then just keep them. And they don't even care about you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's cool because it's just like, yo, I don't want to bug you, but I just want to tell you your shit's dope, and then they just move it. I'm like, that's really, it feels genuine
that
because
it's
like
really like your music.
Yeah, they don't even need the picture. You know, like they don't need to tell anybody like, look, I did meet him. You know what I mean? Like,
and sometimes you doubt, like you get this feeling like, oh, did they just tell me that they're fans of me because they want that picture for their Instagram?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
There's a lot of that in general. People think like people lie to you like in your fans, like in front of your face. They'll be like, Dumbfounder, I'm a huge fan. I'm like, bro. Like, no, you're not.
They're like, I really like the song. Are we there yet? Are you still rapping?
Yeah. Exactly.
I just put out a project last month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say this, like.
No, that shit happens. There's a lot. No,
I'm with him all the time.
Yo.
Let me tell you one of this is when.
Oh my god.
You know what I hate? It's like when people
I already know.
When someone comes up to you and does this thing. You're like, what is this game? Like, what are we playing here? Like, what's the point?
What am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, I'm pH-1. Yeah.
I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You got it. Come on, you got it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we doing this right now? What is the point of this? I don't get it, you know?
Yeah. Like, I mean, yo, just at least fucking, if you think it's someone, like, look them up real quick. Google image search. Oh, that is him. All right, now
also, you know what, though? In Korea, there's a lot of 몰카, which is like secretly taking photos. And do they do that a lot?
Yeah, I think so.
It's okay here, more okay here. It's not like that serious of a problem, but in Korea it's a serious concern because of like females getting secretly, you know, upskirted.
Okay,
you know
I was right.
Because of that, like it's a huge thing, and even me, I feel very like paranoid when people when I see like in the corner of my eye they go like this.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, offended.
I heard that they you know how we could turn the
Sound off.
camera sound off. You can't do that in Korea.
No, yeah, because of that. Because
Right.
That's
of this,
crazy.
That yeah.
Yeah.
So if you like, all the pervs have to hack their own phone to turn that off. And
Or
shit.
they use a different app or something like that.
That's man. That shit's so fucked up
Yeah.
that exists.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Um,
why. But I mean, yeah.
One
Go ahead, go
thing
ahead.
I'll say though about like fans in Korea, they're like way more extreme. I mean, you know, you hear about K-pop fans and all that stuff. Like, I remember I went to the club with Jay, in Busan one day, you know, with Samdi and Hoodie.
Right.
Yeah, and then they just opened that spot. Whatever. So we're sitting in like the little VIP section, and then like all the people in the club, they were literally with their phones just like this,
Yeah.
recording us doing nothing, like just drinking and chilling. But like
Right.
literally, so if I'm right here, they're literally like this right above me, and then like for not even like for like 2 minutes, I got a cool clip. It's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes,
Just standing there.
straight, just standing there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, cause in America, you see somebody, you're like, oh yeah, maybe take a flick, or like, yo, I just saw this, let me send to my friends. You don't stand there for 40 minutes. You're gonna go and then drink, have fun,
Right.
be in the
Yeah.
club,
Right.
like that. I'm
Right.
like, that's when I really, really realized that like the celebrity culture in Korea and the fan culture is like on another level.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, that's the thing. It's like with, you know, I experienced sitting there hanging out with Jay and Jesse, you know, like the extreme fan bases. And even some of my fans, like when I go out and do shows, I mentioned that to the crowd. I try to tell them to like really just enjoy yourself,
right,
you know,
right.
because I don't want any fan to really be obsessed over one person and in
Right,
general in their
right.
life.
Right.
I want them to, you know, be able to live your own life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I try to preach that a lot in live shows. I
Mhm.
like tell people like, yo, put your camera down. I got a camera dude here who's gonna have better footage of this show. Like you'll get the link. Don't worry. You know, like it's
Yeah.
just it's really it's just a culture we live in now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
we want documentation and proof. You know, but
Yeah.
I just try to kind of tell them, you know,
Right,
like
right,
because
right.
I worry about my fans sometimes.
Right.
You know, and you know,
Right.
I've seen Jessie even say these things to even her own
Yeah,
fans.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
she's really good with fan interaction.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, can you imagine like one of these K-pop fangirls in Korea who can't even like afford rent, but then they're like trying to buy this huge thing for like their favorite K-pop star's mom who's sick. Like shit like that be really happening, yo.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think they need to do all that. Yeah, that's
Right.
take care of your life first. Don't ruin your life for K-pop.
Right. Like, even rappers in Korea, right? Like the K hip hop, if I
Mhm.
were to label it, even the fans of K hip hop, K rappers, are kind of the same way as K-pop idol fans.
Right.
The way they behave around or for their fans, like they would gift them, shower them with gifts. They would be like, oh, you know, my oppa, like, you know, that because hip hop fans in America are very different from the
Right.
hip hop fans in Korea. Hip hop, like Korea, I think the fandom culture is more like idol fan.
Yeah,
culture.
I don't think hip fans of Korean hip hop are, you know, the fan base is not too different from the K-pop fan base, right?
No,
I
it's
would
like
say.
almost similar.
Right. It's
Right.
similar. Yeah. I mean, and because Korean hip hop is so popular to the point of K-pop now.
Right.
So it's like in the same lane, you know what I mean? But you also have obviously the hip hop heads who are
Right.
fans, but you also have the fans like
Right.
who's
But there's a conflict though. There's a problem because you know how Korean K-pop idols are more trained or like they were disciplined to be very polished
Right.
when they talk, when they behave. They're very like well behaved. You know what I mean?
right.
So it's expected of them to behave nicely. But let's say rappers in Korea, they're not K-pop idols. So
Right.
they might curse. They might do stuff that's, you know, not
Perceived as disrespectful.
right.
But isn't that what kind of is attracting the youth of Korea now? Because I
It-
feel like
it
that's
is.
maybe why it's gotten more popular because people are tired of conducting themselves a
It
certain
is,
way
but
too.
at the same time, they get a lot of criticism if they write some kind of offensive line in their verse. I have a question for Dom.
yeah.
What So you changed your name to Parker once, right? And then what made you change it back? Was it just because like people got so confused? You were like,
no. What it was is like, you know, I got my name dumbfounded when I was like 14.
Right.
You know, so like at that age, you just like get a nickname that you don't think like I'm gonna be dumbfounded when I'm 30. Right. You have this nickname and you're like, you get older and you're like, damn, I don't know if I want to be just dumbfounded anymore, you know? And it's like a very like animated, goofy name, you know? So it's like, for me as I get older, it's like that I thought about like changing it. So one year I was like, okay, I'm going to finally change it. And I'm going to change it to Parker. Just off my last name, Park.
Right.
Just like added ER and it's like a Parker. And my fans was like, fuck no, you're not Parker. Like, they're just like, they wouldn't let me change it. Like, everybody started commenting shit like, no, you're dumbfounded. Like, I couldn't rebrand the shit out of it.
No, that was me too. When I saw you work as Parker, I was like, why did you have to go and do that? and then so dumbfounded.
And then eventually, like trying that out for like a year, I was like, okay, I'm dumbfounded. Like my fans pretty much punked me into going back, but and then I was like, you know what?
I'm glad you did though.
Yeah, and I kept thinking about it. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna like my legacy has to be dumbfounded.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be Parker. Like no one's gonna rock with that.
And it doesn't sound that goofy to me, honestly.
And that's one thing I realized is that like when you're just used to somebody with a certain nickname, you just get used to it, right? Like because you just see that
I'm not
person.
thinking about the actual definition of
that's what I'm
dumbfounded
saying.
when I think of you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's a lot of rap names that you wouldn't think you don't think like that. Like Joey Badass, like his last name is like Badass, and but you don't think about it like that. You just think about him. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know, that's made me think about it. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm keeping dumbfounded. I'm rocking with it. Yeah.
Well, 2 Chainz used to be Titty Boy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But even like think about the name 2 Chainz. Like his name is 2 Chainz. But it's like you don't even think about him having 2 Chainz. You just think about the dude.
In Korea, you know Gekko from Dynamic.
Yeah.
He's like the legend, right?
Yeah.
Gekko. If you think about Gekko, is dog nose. Like dog nose.
Yeah.
And that name is so funny. Like it's kind of weird, but it's cool because he's actually really good. So he's the one that makes the name cool.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
But wait, was that supposed? I didn't even realize that.
No, Gekko is like dog nose.
Oh, I thought it was like the gecko.
No.
Oh, really? That's what he meant by that name?
Yeah. He
Oh,
just
shit.
spelled it.
Korean word of the day.
Gecko, yeah. No, so what's the meaning behind pH-1?
It doesn't have any meaning. It's just an abbreviation of my name. Like P is Park, last name. H is Harry, and then 1 is just...
You're a Park too?
Yeah.
They have a lot of Parks.
Yeah.
Ted Park was here. Jay Park.
Jay Park. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
Parks.
the superior Korean last name, of course, Park.
Sir.
But
New Dynasty.
I thought for some reason your name stood for phone, like PH and then 1 O-N-E.
No.
So I was like, oh, it spells out phone.
No.
And then Rec assured me that that's
me
not
up.
the
Actually
reason.
stands for Pornhub.
Oh, yeah.
Pornhub 1. Pornhub 1. I don't know a lot of Korean Harrys, I feel like.
Yeah, you don't. It's like a grandpa name, huh?
Actually, no.
It's like an older generation name.
I mean, Harold is
Like
more of a
Harold.
grandpa
Harry
name.
is
Harry?
like...
I know about a lot of Harrys.
It could be an older, like, it's like, the name Beatrice. Like, you don't get any there's no new people being born. Like, we should name him Beatrice.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
If you were female and you're Harriet is like weird, like old. You know?
Do you know a white Esther?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Right? You
That
don't,
is a
huh?
good
Esther is like a
question.
very Korean name, yo. I thought about that.
A white Esther. Wow, I never even thought about
Yeah, you
that.
don't-
It's blowing
you
my
don't
mind
get a
right now.
white Esther.
Yo, if there's a white Esther out there, I want you to comment on this video, and I may send you something for free.
Like what?
I don't know.
Speaking of sending something, I got gifts for you guys.
Oh,
Okay.
These are my
Sure.
merch.
Let's
Halo
sick.
t-shirt.
It's too bad because we both wear XL, but
Well, this is like kind of baggy. Well,
Okay.
hope-
all right,
Yeah,
we'll
hope it
take your
fits.
word for
thanks,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
This is your logo right here. This
Yeah, little smiley guy.
I like it.
what
I
is
like
there
it.
like is there a meaning with this like kind of smirk this smiley guy has or what?
The designer who made it told me that I kind of have that kind of face. I'm always kind of like half smiling.
You're like, what's this? He's like, it's you.
Yeah.
Like a smirk? Is that what that is?
Smirk.
I thought it was a skateboard.
Or like just a happy person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you seem very positive. I mean, I know like faith plays a big role in your stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, like you always there's mentions of your faith and
Right,
stuff.
right.
And was that was from early on too? Right?
Yeah.
Did you grow up in the church?
Yeah. And me going to Korea with nothing guaranteed and making it to higher music, and up until now, I don't give myself credit. You know what I mean? I always thank God for everything. Even though like I might not be the most faithful person or most religious person, I always give credit to God, because you know I don't think it's because you know I'm good, like I'm great. Whatever. Yeah.
There's nobody more higher than that guy up there, you know.
Yes,
I always give credit to Satan. That's why I'm probably not popping. Right
Yeah, you might switch it up a little bit,
now.
maybe.
To like descend lower the charts.
He's bullshitting. He grew up in the
Hey,
church too. He's super.
Yeah, I am bullshitting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we didn't talk about show me the money at all. I mean,
Oh yeah. Okay,
true.
let's
We
talk
talk about
about
that a
that.
little bit?
Yeah, I do want to talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
well, let me. I'll
Yeah, why don't you
preface
ask,
it. So the year before you went on, I think I went on it,
Oh yeah.
and then I it was great for me because I didn't really want to be on the show. I decided the night before
Right.
because I planned a trip for Korea already, paid like $1,000, you know, the round trip ticket.
Right.
And then these producers kept asking me, come on. But I was like, yo, this kind of show is not really my style. Because, like, you know, my shit's more tongue-in-cheek, nuance.
Right.
It's not really for any type of music show
Right.
that's mainstream. And I suck at Korean. That's the best. That's the biggest part.
Yeah.
But then I decided, the producer's like, yo, you're going to be there. If you make it past the first round, that's a free trip. So I was like, fuck it. Did that shit, you know, passed. Got a huge shout out from Jay during the programming. I didn't get played, you know, with the evil editing.
Yeah.
So it just turned out great. But I also remember, like, for the second round, I shared what I was going to spit for you for your verse.
Yeah.
And then you're like, Reg, I really don't think you should do this verse.
No, I told you the beat. You should switch up the beat.
Oh, right.
Beat was
yeah,
like kind of weak.
Yeah. It was like Ugly God beat.
Yeah.
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
But I thought you meant because my Korean raps were really bad.
No.
Well, the Korean raps is gonna always be a factor eventually.
Yeah.
And
anyways.
even the judges will take that into consideration. They know.
Because
that you're
he was
compatible,
telling me
you know
I
what
should spit a lot of Korean, so I did that.
No,
But then and then JK Young later he was like, yo, why'd you spit in Korean, bro?
No, but if you don't have any Korean on it, then they might
Yeah.
take points off.
All right, yeah. But so anyway, and then around that time I was also like, hey, why don't you do it? And then you were kind of like, it's not really for me. And then and then like I guess the thing about the next season was that I feel like they hand selected some of the best up and coming rappers. Is that why you did it, or?
No, that's not the reason. The reason why I said no when you asked me was because back then I only had like a single out, or like I didn't have like any project out, and I had just moved to Korea too. You know what I mean? So I wanted to kind of prove myself with my musicality more than
to the scene,
use
to the
that,
fans, to everybody.
right?
Yeah.
Instead of using that platform.
But also,
to
like,
jumpstart.
that was the thing that, I mean, you actually did have a fan base prior to that show.
Yeah, a little bit.
But that really solidified it. That you're like,
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing more powerful than TV in Korea. The power of
Yeah.
TV and media is huge. So
did you see that go from like hip hop scene to like mainstream? Like once you did that show,
wait, what was
your fan base and your followers, like did you, or it's your brand? Did you see it go from like like hip hop, not underground? I was just saying the hip hop scene to like more mainstream, right? Or
I would say my fans are still hip hop fans.
Yeah.
Because people that watch that show are into hip hop.
Oh, right. I mean,
Right.
but it's still like
Very mainstream.
mainstream
too.
show.
Yeah, mainstream people got to know me, and a lot of influx of mainstream fans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like the experience?
Yeah. On a hindsight, yeah. But during that time, I was very, very, very stressed out.
Was it a pretty stressful
Yeah.
like process?
You know why? Because like you said, especially our season 777, it was like everybody who was really good already had solid fandoms came out. You know what I mean? Like Loopy, Nafla, Super B.
Right.
You know, who else? Like a lot of people. Kid Millie. A lot of people that already were really great and had
That's
like
true.
their fandoms going on. Yeah.
And
So-
being on that show is stressful as fuck.
Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
like they got you sitting in the second round, right? When you're
All
watching
day.
other rappers,
All day.
it's literally
What happened?
What the fuck is going on?
I kicked something. Yeah.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. It's still recording. It's still recording.
Okay. Oh,
It's just the headphone thing.
okay. My bad.
yeah.
Oh no, it's the plug back behind you, maybe. Oh no, don't touch it.
Jesus.
Oh, I think I kicked the switch.
Yeah, cool.
I kicked it right there. Alright. Ooh, sorry.
Damn.
For the fourth time.
So this
It's been the audio.
Oh, okay.
It's just the headphones. The audio's been recording,
Okay.
so we're good. We're good.
What were we talking about?
okay. Oh yeah. So during the thing when you're watching rappers perform, they have you in these bleachers that
Oh,
have
yeah.
no back, so you can't lean
Yeah.
back at all. So you're sitting up like this
Yeah.
for like 12 hours
Right.
straight, and then
It goes for 2 days. Well, it did for my season.
yeah,
2
me
days.
too, us too. And then like, you know, a lot of people smoke cigarettes and shit, and they usually smoke like every 30 minutes, right?
You
And
don't
then
get
like, and then you can't go to the bathroom because every time somebody raps, they want you to sit there and get your reaction.
Right.
So
Right.
no, you know, even if you're not rapping, you have to just sit there and, you know, you can't go to the bathroom, you
Yeah.
can't eat, you can't smoke.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like that's why you see like a lot of people actually sleeping, and they're not
Right.
just doing that to like solidify their brand as someone who doesn't give a
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah.
They're literally tired.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, man.
I spent my birthday during that time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Happy
I
birthday.
know.
Yeah. I mean, I think like you said, your season though, you really did prove yourself because you were going against some real heads. You know, like
yeah,
Nafla, Loopy,
Right,
like
right,
all
right.
you know, Kid Millie, all these people you mentioned. They already have fan bases. They know how to make a song. They know how to make an album.
Mhm.
So it was like, and still a competition. So you
Right,
guys were
right.
trying to still write the hardest fucking verses
Right.
against the hardest rappers out there.
Yeah.
It did seem like more than the other seasons. That this season, I liked it a lot because it felt like there was a lot of camaraderie.
Oh yeah, it was definitely
Yeah.
in real life too.
Yeah.
It was,
So
it was authentic.
yeah, all the rappers were kind of like respected and liked each other. You know. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
No like stupid drama,
Mm.
which sometimes makes the show more fun to watch.
Yeah.
But it's just more stress for everybody.
Yeah, and I think everyone also was like conscious of the evil editing, that type of shit. Like,
yeah, definitely.
so the year before that, my boy went on there. I'm not gonna say his name, but because
I know he
they really they really took everything he was saying and just
made him look very
made
cocky,
him look
right?
very bad.
Yeah.
So when they interviewed me, they were like, "Yo, aren't hip hop's from America? Aren't American rappers better than Korean rappers?" And I was like, "I love Korean rappers." I was like, "You can't do this."
Oh, were they
I
trying to
was
get
so-
you to say some?
That's when I was going
Yeah.
the hardest with the Chake voice thing.
Yeah.
Because I knew. I was like, you motherfuckers, man.
Yeah,
don't
they'll
play me,
throw you
man."
some bait questions.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
was just like, what
And you might say
Maybe.
something to, let's say, question A, right? But then they will edit it so that it looks like you answer to like some other question.
right.
Like your answer will go to some other question. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, 그렇잖아, 뉴욕,
Yeah.
그렇잖아. Nudge your elbow and shit.
So what's your favorite food? Bacon. I'm like, oh, what do you think of this rapper? Bacon.
Yeah, exactly.
What yesterday when you performed at the K-Town Market, was that your first LA show or no? Or your
No,
first
no.
headlining maybe or
Our first headlining, yeah, in LA.
that? And when's the it's been a while, right?
Higher Music tour, we had a LA stop.
Oh, right.
Last year or something, yeah.
How did you feel about the crowd this time around?
Oh, it was awesome. It was very
A lot of hardcore fans, man, for you.
yeah, a lot of energy, a lot of it's just more fun.
Mhm. It's a different energy here,
Different
right?
energy. It's different, but I really appreciate it because like people, it's not like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? People actually dance with you, sing with you.
Mm.
They go crazy. A little more ratchet, which I appreciate
Yeah.
because you don't see
The
ratchet in Korea.
The ratchet level of Korean hip hop fan base in America has gone up.
Oh yeah,
Like
very.
Ted Show in New York had some ratchet fans.
I think
that
Ted
it
actually
was
brings
fun.
that out of people. Like the ratchetness.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because he's so not ratchet. He's like a very chuckhead. Like he's actually very unratchet. You know?
He could be a naughty boy.
He could be a naughty boy.
Yeah.
We all chuckhead boys. You know,
Yeah, we all chuckhead.
Sometimes
Yeah.
naughty boys.
Yeah, sometimes we're naughty. Yeah. What's the opposite of the chuckhead?
Napa boys.
Napa boys.
Napa boys.
Yeah,
Napa
but you
boys.
have to say it, Napa boys.
Yeah.
Napa boys.
Make it weird.
I like that. Napa boys. All right, we're gonna start the new chapter. What's next, man? You just put out this project, and like you got some videos coming out, or what?
Just some songs on my birthday, July 23rd, like just summer tracks,
Oh, okay.
and then
What? Go on.
Uh,
Actually, before we start to close it
Yeah.
out, one thing I gotta say is that I did look, I looked you up on Spotify to hear your new album, right?
right,
And then I noticed Iffy is under pH-1 as another artist,
right,
and it's got like
Yeah, I
26
know.
million plays.
I
Oh no,
know.
more than that.
Yeah.
Right. So they must be making hella bread for no
dude.
reason.
I told.
Yo!
Okay, yo,
Wait. Who? Wait, what?
Yo,
Say it
someone
again.
is getting
There-
hella stream revenue for their song, the Iffy.
Why? It's on somebody's
artist.
else's.
someone else has the same name as me, and then when Spotify registered the song Iffy, I think they used their name, like
They
that
put
artist.
it under that artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I realized that, right? So I told one of my hire workers to fix it,
Yeah.
and I don't know what happened after.
They're still getting your money.
It's
bro.
still on there. Oh, that's true, because they are getting your
Hey,
money.
Hire Music, we need to.
Yo,
Yo, we need to
Y'all need
fix
to
that.
try-
Yo, I need to
no.
get my money back.
all Korean. I think even like Jesse has a song. I don't know, man.
they're not really on top of the Spotify stream, but I'll tell you right now, that's actually some dough. I know.
know.
That's actually some. Yo, the other pH-1, you sneaky boy.
Yo, DM
It's
the
like a
man.
band or something. It's totally different.
It's bad.
Not a rapper, nothing.
What kind of rapper has a name PH1? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, pH-1 it sounds like a rapper name, I think,
Why
because
would-
it's like hip hop.
I know.
One
I
is
know
like.
PH, the one that you battled, right?
Oh, I didn't think about that. He's
Yeah.
pH too, but he's
Rest in
Pumpkin,
peace, right?
Rest in peace. But he was originally he's an OG in New York
Right,
actually.
right,
So
right.
he used to go by Pumpkinhead,
Right,
and then
Pumpkinhead.
he shortened it to PH. But I
Right.
totally forgot he's also a PH.
Yeah.
That song's doing hella well too on YouTube though.
Which
I
one?
saw it recently. The Iffy song,
Oh yeah.
like 24 million.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Man,
He's a
that's
hit.
wild, bro.
It's a
That's
big-
that's one of the songs I heard a lot in Korea.
It's
I heard you created a dance.
well, sik-k did. Like we weren't trying to like make that dance.
Yeah.
He just did that right in
Yeah,
the
they're
video,
like,
and
should I
then it
do
just
it
went
too?
viral.
Yeah.
You know what? When I saw the dance with the song, I'm like, that is the Iffy dance, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
Like
just
Iffy-
know,
yeah.
like that's. The
Yeah, he's been working on some dance moves.
yeah?
It's alright. It's
The thing is though, like in Korea, there's
it's
this
homebody stuff.
online platform called Dingo. Yeah, you guys know, right?
Yeah.
And you did something
Mhm.
with Dingo too. Dingo is huge. Like they've gotten even bigger ever since you did your last thing.
Oh wow.
So what they're doing nowadays is like they work with one label at a time to create something like Iffy. So they worked with Just Music to create this song called Flex, which went like crazy viral too,
That's all
like
right,
20
yeah.
million, whatever. And then now they're working with, or they work with Yumda, this guy.
Yeah.
You guys know?
Yeah.
I just heard about him, but
Don't
everyone's
go.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that song went up on the charts too.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
I love that dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do know.
Yeah, and I've been
sensational.
yeah. So like the viral content, like viral content creating.
Yeah.
They could set trends
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
all the rappers, all the singers, like ballad singers too, they all do Dingo contents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
It's their
crazy.
it's their world star. Actually, not never mind. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy like the music video stuff? Do you enjoy that process, like making music videos?
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of just funness to your videos. You know,
Yeah.
like the donut one.
Well, our video was your first video.
Yeah.
You ever did?
It was.
Yeah. How'd you feel that day?
I was nervous. It was my first time. I didn't know what to do,
I
so
remember-
I was like mad
Yeah,
awkward.
I remember you was like rapping, and then I was like, "Yo, man, you rap hands, you gotta go."
Yeah. I asked him like, can you teach me what to do? Like, you know. What I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I make music videos, I try to always be in the process with the director
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
tell them let's make it have a story. Let's make it witty, have fun. Because I like people like Amine.
Yeah.
And his music videos, even Dumb too. When you make music videos, it's like very witty.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of also why I like making songs, because it's an opportunity to make visuals for the song.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to be like a director, so it's like I get to make like a 3-4 minute film or something. And it's easier than making an actual film, because music videos doesn't have to make sense. You can just
Right.
just make cool visuals.
Yeah.
So yeah. Man, yo, it's good to see you doing crazy things. Since the first time I met you, just crashing your music video shoot.
Yes.
That was just very random.
Slice of pizza.
Like one day after just getting fucking drunk or something in New York, next morning he's shooting and I'm like hungover, eating a slice of pizza.
Danny Chung was there.
Yeah, Danny Chung. Shout out to
Danny Chung.
He's with Black Label and shit.
Yes.
It's dope. I always like seeing some people that I met, mad years ago, and still kind of now we reminisce and we're all still in it, know, and that's a great feeling to see people still in it, because not a lot of people, for whatever circumstances, life happens and derails a lot of things,
Yeah.
But yeah, you're doing well, man. You're doing really well.
Thank you very much.
Yo, shout out pH-1. Home Alone Lights Out. What is that? What is that?
Just like me being a homebody, Home Alone Lights Out.
Home Alone
Lights Out. It just means like I'm a glow, even the light turns off. I'm a glow. Let's see who else glows.
This is just like Rec too, except he has Pornhub on his
that's
laptop.
exactly what I was gonna say. Home Alone Lights Out means something.
It's a complete different
It
situation.
means something for everyone else. So it's open for interpretation.
Yeah.
It's for the people.
Yeah.
Rec saw this and he's like, how does he know?
Like, do I want to receive this on camera?
Yo, PH, everyone go check out his new project. What's the name of the project? One more time.
Halo.
And that's okay.
Home
Home
Alone
Alone Lights
Lights
Out.
Out.
That's
Yep.
amazing. I like that. And we want to see you do some more shows in the States, bro.
Thank you.
PH1, higher music. Tune in next week for another episode of Fun with Dumb. Rex Dizzy, thank you. Peace.
Peace.